everyone. Welcome to this panel discussion by the Channel Duo. I'm Charlie Coulange, co-founder of the Channel Duo, and I am here with my colleague, Pablo Hanono. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Intro, for their help supporting this space. And today we are really pleased to have Jay McBain with us, who is the most recognized voice in the partnership space. He is the Chief Analyst of Channels, Partnerships, and Ecosystems at Omdia, and we're genuinely excited that to have his perspective on what we're building. So thank you for being here, Jay.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, right. Thank you, Jay, for being with us. We're really excited, as Charlie said. This is really our launch of the Channel Duo, so we are pleased to have your voice, and that means a lot. So thanks again. And really to kick things off from where you sit and your experience, I would like to get your perspective on how you see really partnerships evolve as a real career path over the past few years. What's changed? What do you see in the market in terms of partnerships being and becoming a legitimate and very valuable professional path? It's like, what's your take on this?
Yeah, this is a historic moment for anyone in channel or partnership or alliance or ecosystem careers. If you look back on our industry, the tech industry, for example, has been the fastest growing industry for 56 years. It hasn't been linear. You had 20 years of mainframes and 20 years of client server and then 20 years of cloud. We're in the first few years of the next era, which is the AI era. And now we're looking forward to what this 20 years is going to look like, but it looks really different than the previous eras. And a couple of things. One is that 96% of every one of those dollars, $6.07 trillion in our industry this year, are delivered and surrounded by partners and assisted by partners, pretty much everything. And so you go to external sources like Salesforce, which does a survey every year of all the major CROs and VPs of sales in their category of CRM and sales, and 94% of salespeople are using partners every day. So there's pretty much what we thought in this decade of the ecosystem. You can't have a marketing function without partners. You can't have a sales function without partners. You can't have a customer success function, which 2/3 of our industry is now subscription consumption based, quickly moving to tokens and micro consumption. You can't have any of these phases without partners, or even a product strategy and an integration strategy and an alliance strategy without the partners. So we've kind of come to this moment that it's critical in every single organization to be successful. To become that platform for their category is synonymous with partnerships.
I couldn't agree more, Jay. That's you hit it on the head. So building on that, with everything that's going on right now, you mentioned AI, you mentioned, the different tools that it's available, and the way the companies are running their partnership programs. What is your advice to someone who is actively pursuing a career in partnerships today? And what should they be thinking about?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely recognizing, the core of the job description and what the results the company needs from your job. But it's also with an eye to the future. And this is why I'm so excited with the work that you both are doing, is things are changing pretty rapidly. The things about how we deploy people in partnerships, how we deploy processes and workflows in the AI era, how we build our programs are rapidly changing. And the technology underneath. Over my shoulder, if you're watching, you can see 261 companies actively looking at this and innovating in this space of how we do this. But the language of partnering has changed, and the economics of partnering have changed. And if I'm looking at my career, I'm not looking backwards at this point. What got you here is not going to get you there. I want to be on the front end of what the big, channel chief or the big jobs look like in the next few years. And that's what the work that you're doing.
Yeah, no, this is great. Do you see any, any specific path being more important than the other? Any specific trend? So from our perspective, what we see is in the past few years, I think you now have more differentiated paths in partnerships, like running partner operations, running partner programs, you become a partner manager or an alliance manager, a sales manager, running partnerships. I don't know. Do you see any trend in, for example, new roles coming up, or some of these roles kind of rapidly changing? As an example, I think operations is of course, with the impact of AI, kind of evolving really fast. I don't know. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, the answer is you don't start as a channel chief unless you start with a startup that, you're the first hire into the channel role. But in the cases, you're going to start in certain areas. It could be channel marketing. It could be channel sales. It could be operations. It could be finance. It could be programs. It could be strategy. Think of all the roles that roll up to a channel chief. And we're noticing even some of those roles at this point at big companies are seven-figure jobs. I mean, these are really critical, high profile type of jobs. But every one of those areas is rapidly changing. The other thing is we do research, the 550 channel chiefs in the magazine list, or the 1,712 women of the channel on another, magazine list. We watch where they come from. How many come from sales? How many come from marketing? How many come from finance? Where do they build their careers and operations and things like that? And sales has always been one of the biggest feeders into channels. Understanding and having carried that bag is one of the important things when you're working with salespeople, both at the partner side as well as your own company. Having that language, having lived in that role, having done the cold calling, having done the knocking on doors, becomes one of those important things that you'll earn, credibility, and you'll earn trust, among the things. So there is a body of research here, and again, you have the tools, to show how you build a career, maybe from the first day out of college. And for me, it's been 32 years, how I've had a channel job for every one of those years, working at vendors and building my own software company and now being an analyst. But how to get to that, if your goal or your motivation is to get into, making $1 million a year as a channel professional, there are hundreds of jobs at that level. So it's not out of scope to say that if I get ahead of this AI era, if I build my skills ahead of my peers in my age group and in my departments and in my, broader set of functions, yeah, I can absolutely get to the top.
And what do you see at those? I mean, you're saying like being ahead of that curve. What do you see those skills are? Kind of what will you do, or what you are doing right now to be ahead of the curve precisely these days? If you want to kind of share your secret sauce.
Yeah, I mentioned, and depends, what your responsibilities are. But, the first thing is channels has always had its own language. 75% of world trade goes indirectly. Dealerships, agencies, brokers, resellers, retailers, franchisees, gas stations, pharmacies, grocery stores, every one of the 27 industries primarily uses independent third-party hyper-local businesses to sell their product. The fact is, it's always had its own measurement system, always has had its own language, and none of the other people in the company understand what the heck those people do. They might be out drinking with their partners all the time. I have no idea how they do what they do. And there's 100 elements to do what we do. But the thing that we've made a mistake up until now that it's so critical for every business's success, is that we haven't come in and talked our business language. We haven't linked to our company's way that we talk to investors and the way we talk to our board and the way we talk to the public. So how are partners, for example, reducing our cost to acquire a customer? How are our partners winning bigger deals faster? How are our partners renewing and getting these customers for life? But not only that, enriching them so that we're renewing customers at 108%. These are things that create unbelievable valuations, have critical company success around them. And we know in 56 years of being the fastest growing industry, the best product never wins. The best price never wins. The best promotion, the best Super Bowl ad never wins. It's always place. It's always surrounding the customer. And so it comes back to us to do our jobs better.
Well, that has been really, really insightful. So I appreciate that. And thank you so much for your time of sharing your perspective with our audience. We are really proud to include your voice in the Partnership Career Guide. And we know that it's going to mean a lot to people reading it and hearing what you have to say. So we really appreciate you, Jay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm excited about this because it allows people to go a level deeper. Anyone can go to ChatGPT or Anthropic, Claude, or they can go to Gemini. I mean, anyone can have a conversation with a large language model, which 94% of people today are. The fact of the matter is, it doesn't tell me why 400 vendors have gone to a point system. They've changed the economics of partnering. It doesn't go and tell me why we've moved from margins to multipliers and what that means for partners and what it means for my own company and our programs. This is where I can go and get off the large language model, which has, kind of generic information, including this podcast here. This panel will be uploaded to large language models, but it's the how and it's the why, the what, where, when, and who. I mean, this is the double click that we need in our careers to kind of angle forward and then figure out, be able to, go in that level deeper. And it could be the education, the training, could be certifications, could be reading books, all the different things that come into this that get us to that next level. That's why I'm so excited about the work you're doing.
Thank you. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, this is awesome. And I think we are all avid readers also of your list. And I think that's one of the best resources, like what you call the spheres of influence. That's exactly kind of if we can wrap up with something, I believe it is just go and check like the list of books, the list of training, the list of providers, the list of technology, the tech stack suppliers for partnerships. All of that should be kind of our professional stack as Partner Pros. So that's, as usual, it's really a go-to resource for everyone in business.
Yeah, and there's 15 different of those spheres of influence, and it's a good example. Some people do like to sit down and read books. I've read 26 books in the last 26 weeks, but I haven't cracked one cover. I listen to them. So when I walk the dog on my Oakley Meta glasses, I listen to books. So everybody's different. Some people want to roll up their sleeves and get in physical into the 352 events. There's people that love to read the 106 magazines. There's people that love to listen to podcasts. 12% of them love the podcasts, this 121 top podcasts. So understanding that people learn differently and get influenced differently. There's not a single path to career progression. If you can serve that in the way, whether I'm a visual learner, an audible learner, whether I'm a physical touch learner, all these different ways, if you can blend all of that, you're going to be successful in what you do.
Yep. Well, we appreciate you and we thank you for your time.
All right,
and we
thank you.
hope the audience really likes this.